All right, Matty, welcome back to the Ask Matty show. Matty, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Nice to see a little uptick in the market, a little excitement over also on the HBAR chart today. So that's got me in an especially good mood. But obviously excited to answer you guys' questions and learn a little bit about what's intriguing you guys out there today.
Team, we're going to have a great show, so make sure you stick around. We have a lot of great topics talking about HBAR, talking about a little bit of Casper, and some of your guys' hate comments. You guys have come back around and want to bring the hate, so I'm pretty sure Matty will be very excited for those. We've had a good last couple of shows. I was just telling Matty before the show, I'm excited that you guys are coming around to our thought process of meme coins. And because like in the beginning, it was like kind of like defensive. You guys would get very defensive because your favorite YouTuber would, defend meme coins, and you guys would defend meme coins, and now you guys are seemingly coming around to our ideology, and that gets me very excited because I am over the memes, I'm over the meme coins, and not being strategic with your investment dollars, because that's where like our background is. Crypto Charge, we teach how to become strategic with your investing, specifically with crypto. So I have to share our new sponsor for today. It's Crypto Charge. Shocker. Team, we are a part of Crypto Charge, and we are dedicating our community time, our shows, all to help with your crypto investing. And so you should check us out there, 30-day free with the code YouTube. You can connect with us using the link in the pinned comment section down below. Check us out there. Would love to hear you guys' interaction and hop in the Discord with the rest of the community. But we are about to get into your guys' comments, questions, hot takes for the day. I'm really excited to get into them because some of these are just ruthless, and I feel like you guys are just new to the channel, so hopefully this helps you guys. Matty, are you ready?
Let's get started.
Guide Perspective says, you guys are nickeling and diming the time to buy. If you guys bought last week and are sticking to a steady DCA schedule with discipline, you guys are so far off. Completely nitpicking and overanalyzing everything to try and sound smart. And Matty, this was a way longer, it was like a 5-paragraph comment, but this was just like the first, paragraph that kind of encapsulated everything. What's your response to this?
Oh, well, I honestly have to kind of like almost reread it just because it wasn't like super comprehensive, but I'm not quite sure what you mean by, we're nickeling and timing the time to buy. For most of our strategy, especially the bear market, was definitely heavy DCA. That's part of my bigger, grander thesis for investing, which I consider the consistent investor strategy. And you know what? It's not sexy. It's not, hey, everybody buy on, April 5 and we're all going to sell on October 4. And this is, exactly the price we're going to get in and get it out at, right? Like it's definitely a little bit more of a delicate dance than that. So a lot of our strategy does include DCA. As the market does get hot and, we start to enter a markup period, we definitely, switch that strategy up, and it's a more limit-based ordering. It's a lot more strategic. It's a little bit more tactical. And we're also gonna be more picky about what we do add to. So, if you don't like the strategy, that's perfectly fine. It works well for me. I know that I'm not going to time the top, and I know damn well I'm not going to time the bottom. So really, it's more just kind of like this hybrid approach of laddering in and laddering out of my position. And both laddering in and laddering out can a lot of times be that mentally difficult moment for us, especially laddering out where you're like, all right, am I selling too soon? So I don't really think that I like nickel and dime my way in and out of things. I definitely am just patient and strategic. And, I think that what we saw with this biggest correction was probably a great, a testament to being a little bit patient there and not feeling you have to continue to crank up DCA or DCA on the way up, because when you do get these crashes, they're pretty aggressive. So, these are the moments where I'm glad that I have had some, additional dry powder. I've been a little bit more patient and, not been that sexy little trader that everyone pictures when they think about, the stock market. Everyone's screaming at each other with pieces of paper. It's not how investing is for most of us. So I'm sorry you feel that way, but, I could just call it how I see it. I definitely don't come out here and misrepresent facts. I definitely am very careful with making sure that I'm speaking only things I know about and things I have researched. And if I don't know about something, I certainly will say, hey, that's not something I'm super well versed in. I would never want to give an opinion on that. So, you know what? Sorry you feel that way, brother, but we're out here just trying to give people a little bit of education, a little bit of information that can maybe make them some money someday.
Matty, it's completely like not nitpicking. Like the bear market strategy of investing, when you're buying every single day in the bear market, that is not being nitpicky. And I think the goal is for you newcomers is to try to get as close of the opportunity we got in the bear market, right? And there's still opportunities like that. We see Casper, we see Zcash, these altcoins that we were buying in the bear market. These altcoins are still relatively around those areas we were buying in the bear market. So it's like, why wouldn't you hop on that opportunity, right, Matt? So.
Right. It just makes sense. I mean, like you said, opportunity, the structure is the structure. And like, I don't know how you overanalyze that. In fact, I would say that I peel it back and I probably don't look at the million other indicators that other people look at. Even when it comes to charting, I would say I keep it pretty raw. So, go ahead and check out some of our other videos. I don't think you've maybe had a full sample of kind of what we do in our theology here.
Pompous88 says, I already have a large percentage of my portfolio in Casper. Would you still recommend more DCA at these low prices? Also, couldn't agree more. Sick and tired of meme coins. Hope they all go to zero.
So my biggest thesis with most assets is like I'll kind of have like let's call it a tolerance threshold. So you look at a major level of resistance, and you also look at what the potential ROI is from that major level of resistance that we're under, and kind of like that next big pocket of liquidity. A lot of times for me, that's going to be like the 23.6% fib, just depending on what we're looking at. If you're able to continue to DCA under that major resistance level, so for Casper, that price is 5 cents for me. I've obviously been a little bit strategic, and I've done other things to make sure that I'm lowering my Casper average, especially when some of the other coins that were out there were actually below lower than those averages. So I wanted to put more time and attention into that. But for me right now, anything under a 5 cent mark for Casper is a really great long-term price. I have a lot of confidence we'll see well over $1 into the end of this cycle here. So short or long term, especially looking at potentially keeping some of that bag staked up long term, that can breed some really great long term rewards. So under 5 cents, I think, is a great price.
Chaos 969 HBAR prediction. Everyone wants to get in tune with what HBAR is doing since it's popping off. Matty, do you want to give your prediction here, or are you just going to point them to the website?
I'm definitely looking at least a couple bucks here for HBAR. You guys should know by now that most of my targets are Fibonacci-based targets, and I think HBAR is definitely one of those long-term winners as well. So we're just talking about kind of what we could potentially see this cycle. Obviously, we got some news recently about HBAR and BlackRock. Saw really, really nice price appreciation because of that. I love that we're continuing to see that real-world adoption set in. And I think, long-term, HBAR could definitely be worth, $20, $30, $40 potentially. But over this coming cycle, I would look at maybe $2 or $3 as kind of like that potential topping area. But, there's definitely a lot of great longer-term potential with HBAR as well.
TurksMNT says, so you people want to dump or bags on your viewers? Thought BTC summer low, right? BTC alts have not even bottomed. Yeet. You guys are a joke. I need to start I feel like I read this and I seemingly this makes no sense now, but Matty, try to gather what this person is saying. Read this gibberish for the audience here.
I mean, I don't know how I could dump directly on my viewers, considering I'm just telling them exactly what I'm doing. I don't have any incentive to not tell you otherwise. And also at the end of the day, you're dumping on market makers. You're not dumping on other people for the most part. It's when we're talking about meme coins, we're talking about coins that run on dexes. Yeah, of course, that is a lot easier to dump on a smaller group of people because you do have that captivated audience and you are utilizing them for liquidity. But for example, my XRP bag, right? Let's say even sell my entire XRP bag, I highly doubt I'd be dumping that directly on another retail investor. I think that a lot of people get very tribalistic when it comes to crypto, and they think that if you are talking a certain way about another asset or in too positive of light, that you're saying bad things about other assets. I personally am very, very technology neutral, if not pro technology, even with some of the coins that I'm not invested in right now. So I definitely am very enthusiastic about this space, and I definitely think that other coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to continue to make significant new all-time highs in the future. And I think the future is very bright for Ethereum specifically. But just being a little bit more bullish on other assets, looking at other opportunities that are a little bit more asymmetric. I don't really think that makes me a bad person, or that I want to dump my bags on somebody else or anything like that. Any project that I'm invested in right now has plenty of liquidity, and I certainly don't need a small group of people to dump on.
Matty, this person was saying BTC and alts have not bottomed yet, and I think we definitely have seen Bitcoin bottom. Do you think he maybe was talking about he hasn't seen the highest low this bull run. So is like, have we seen the lowest point thus far in Bitcoin to where, okay, now it's only up from here? Obviously, we'll see correction, but have we reached the lowest point?
I mean, I don't think we're going to get a new low this cycle for Bitcoin by any means. And are we going to establish multiple higher lows? I hope so, because that's what uptrends are comprised of: higher highs and higher lows. Will this be the last time that we see a large correction in both Bitcoin and the altcoin market? No, I don't think so. And even with the intracycle, I think we could definitely see another large, sizable correction that really shakes another big group of people out. I think alts really just recently performed a huge backtest, making a significant higher low. So I think a lot of alts are actually in a position to move significantly higher from where they are now. Now, is that speak for every altcoin out there when there's thousands and thousands of altcoins? No, not necessarily. But I do think for probably, let's say, 85% of the market, we've probably bottomed on most alts establishing a significant higher low. If that isn't the case, then that means Bitcoin is most likely going to fall. We're talking about like $10,000+, which would be a very big shift to where we are currently. So from a structural standpoint, I feel that we are making a significant higher low for the altcoin market, and probably are kind of towards a local low right now.
DL Daniel 19 says, "Hi guys, may I know your opinion about quant versus Zcash, please? I'm thinking swapping some of my XRP to buy quant or Zcash."
So really not like super comparable, right? They're not a one-for-one comparison. And I see that people always want to do this, and they always want to shift their portfolio around. There's nothing wrong with reevaluating and shifting your portfolio, but I would rather just probably start establishing a new position. And I know that it's tempting to just be like, well, I want the whole position right now, so it's better for me to just like take from this bag and put it in this bag. But it's probably a better idea to just slowly start building into whatever position you want to. So let's say that you want to buy a little bit of QNT, or you want to buy a little bit of another asset. Just start building a bag, and then start with a budget that you can afford. When it comes to QNT versus Zcash, right, we're talking about QNT definitely being a little bit more of a less controversial payment solution when we're looking at the grander scheme of DLT solutions, whereas Zcash is more privacy focused. That privacy narrative, we know, is one of those narratives, at least for the time being, that is something we need to potentially be concerned about for a long-term position, right? So maybe if you're looking at, you're saying, hey, do I want to continue to just build this huge Zcash position, or do I want a little bit of QNT as well, because I see the long-term future in QNT and maybe less regulatory hurdles? Maybe a good idea to load up on a little bit of QNT. But I generally, especially with bags that I like and I can see long-term value in, like XRP, I would hate to take a great average that I have now, where we're talking about, maybe like a 30 to 50 to 60 cent average on XRP, and then not being able to carry that into future cycles, knowing that XRP could be trading at, 50, 60, $70 in the future, to chase a little bit of more short-term gainer because I'm upset with, kind of some of the short-term performance in my particular asset. So my advice would be to just build into that. Even with my helium position I started building now, it's slow and steady. A lot of people are excited about the idea because I've been talking about it a little bit more, but it doesn't mean we need to, quickly abandon all the other things that we've been working on and to try to get into this new thing because it's a little bit exciting. So, just try to make sure that you're not making an emotional decision, and, patiently build into it. The market will still be here, promise.
No, it's good. Matty, we have some time here. Could you paint a picture and compare quant and Zcash for us? I know Zcash is probably a better buy right now, but maybe show him some zones where he's able to DCA into these assets.
Yeah, let's go ahead and build a chart out here together. So we'll do Zcash, and then we'll do QNT on the right side here. All right, we'll probably have to come out to a bigger chart here.
Need some elevator music.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and just leave these scrunched up right now because we can actually identify everything we need to identify with our Fibonacci. So for specifically, anytime we have one of these charts like we have here with Zcash on the left side, you have this huge illiquidity wick. I try to look for some sort of like pullback with volume to see if, it's just fluff. A lot of times it is just fluff up there. So we'll go ahead and place our fib accordingly like that on the Zcash chart. And then we'll do the same thing here with the QNT chart. So when we look at these side by side, and we see where we are with QNT. Honestly, below that 236, around 130 is probably a decent DCA spot for you. You could potentially look to set some limits kind of in the low 80s. Try to see if those lows get potentially, offered another opportunity down there. It would be a great spot to set a limit. But from current market up from QNT, looking up to that first target there, we're looking at about a 5x or so up to that 1.618. Obviously, Zcash much further back in its cycle, but looking at current market up to its 1.618, we are looking at about a 61x opportunity. Now, of course, still kind of a long shot, right? Seeing Zcash move all the way from 23 up to, over $1,500. I do have a lot of confidence that we'll see at least a four-figure Zcash by end of cycle here. So again, it just kind of depends on what your goals are, what your risk appetite is. Are we looking to potentially, hold some of this long term? Do we want to, potentially just look at this exact cycle and what those returns are? You're probably going to maybe get a little bit more out of Zcash this particular cycle around. So that's kind of where I'd be putting my money, because I'm always looking at the best risk to reward ratios.
I like that, and I'm definitely trying to scrape everything I can for some more Zcash right now, just because, like, Matt, you were talking about Zcash for a long time, and Zcash, just kind of came to a point, like, it got so deep in accumulation that it was so hard to pass up. And it's funny now, because now it's just getting closer to my Casper bag, and it's crazy how that works out. It's just crazy how it works out, and it's all like a timing thing. You see the opportunity, you take it, and so that's what I'm like one of the biggest, Zcash bulls there is. I think, Matty, we were actually looking the other day, and it was like you're in the top, what was it, like 0.03% of
for Casper, yeah.
Yeah, and so you're up there in Casper, and I'm a measly 2% or something like that. But it's just funny how like these bags deepen the longer we go on, and that's to say it's like there is so much opportunity right now. I never would have thought, like, post Bitcoin halving, we'd be seeing prices like this still. We saw like some irregularities, like with Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high before the Bitcoin halving, and now we see like Bitcoins are still held back, but I'm still taking the opportunity to buy right now. I'm not like, getting ready to sell or do a freak out. It's like, no, like this was the plan. Double down on your assets that you chose since the day one of the bear market, and go after that, and strive for good rewards a cycle, make a plan. And I hope all of you have somewhat in some capacity made a plan, because how many times do you go on YouTube and see people breaking down their exit strategy and what they're going to do, post bull run with their dollars? And it's not many of them. People want to talk about the here and now, and they want to talk about what's the 100x crypto for next week of, April 2024, but they're not ready to talk about the strategy of selling your assets and then what to do with those dollars, right? How do you turn those dollars into passive income for your life, or you're buying real estate property? Or I was talking to someone the other day, and they want to throw it all in a money market account, and I'm just like, whoa, we're talking a different game here, but at least you have a strategy with what you want to do. So team, you got to get locked in, you got to get tapped in with crypto charts. I'm tired of telling you guys, I don't want you guys to wait around here, and then come bull run time, come profit taking time, you guys are just still stuck as subscribers on YouTube. There is more than this. I'm telling you, there is more. So Matty, anything you want to share with them before we sign off here?
Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. Appreciate you guys bringing these questions in. Always keeps me a little bit sharp and kind of keeps my mind moving and kind of aware of what you guys needed to know in this space. Like we said, code YouTube gets you guys 30 days free on any membership, either that be the monthly or the annual membership. Get locked in with us, guys. Get those updates. Get the help in the Discord, and hope to see you guys in there soon.
Absolutely, Matt. Team, we will see you guys next week. If you got some good out of this show, please like the video. Do not take this content for free and go off somewhere else without liking this video. That shows your support. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.